All right, welcome to Ancient Pagan Myths and Religions. I'm Dr. David Santos. We're going to be beginning a study through ancient pagan myths and religions. The first of these is on creation myths across early civilization. We're going to be going through a number of civilizations, including Egypt, Greece, Canaan, and Mesopotamia. So let's start. What you just heard was a mashup of a whole bunch of these ancient accounts of creation blended together to get a feel for across the world in the ancient world, seeing kind of what everyone thought. And if we're going to look at one specifically as we get started, let's start with this overview. So creation myths are foundational narratives that ancient civilizations used to explain the origins of the universe, the earth, and humanity. These stories, they're a long way from being mere entertainment. They carry profound cultural, religious, and philosophical significance. They address timeless ideas and questions, things like where did we come from, what is the purpose of existence, who or what governs the cosmos. These myths serve as this bedrock to civilizations, especially when we get to some like Greek mythology, and we see these stories influencing social structure, definitely religious practices, and especially moral values. What should civilization look like? So these stories are important, but as we consider them, we also must consider things from this biblical perspective, which is everything has a single origin to it. So if we think about this from a single origin, we have a flood, then we have Tower of Babel. Following the Tower of Babel, everyone takes the original true, what we're going to call the true myth, just putting it into ancient perspectives of a story. So the true myth is remembered within culture. Everyone scatters around the world with their own language, and when they show up into their new location, their new region, they begin to tell their stories, and over time they get mixed up a bit like the telephone game. And as they get mixed up, each one starts to gain their own uniqueness from their own region and their own culture, how they develop. But the big thing is that we'll see is they all have these extreme similarities to them as well. So these reoccurring themes, which in many creation myths is the concept of order emerging from chaos, the cosmos often being as a formless void, an abyss, or a swirling sea of chaos. The act of creation is portrayed as a divine intervention that imposes structure, harmony, and purpose. For example, we started talking about Hebrew traditions. The Genesis account, where the earth is described as formless and empty. We'll get to doing some exegesis on these passages at a later date. But just to take a quick gloss of it, this is before God speaks light into existence. So in the beginning was the world was without form and void, and God brings it into existence ex nihilo, which is from nothing. That's going to be another unique aspect to the Genesis account, is this idea of an eternally existing God bringing about the creation from nothing. And that's unique. That's special among creation mythologies compared to the true creation account. So we see similarities, for example, in the Sumerian Enuma Elish with Marduk, the champion of the gods. He battles the chaos dragon. You're going to see dragons of course, are also a major theme in this, and we'll get to look at dragons in a later lecture. So, in this case, he battles the chaos dragon Tiamat, and creates the heavens and the earth from her dismembered body, symbolizing the victory of order over primordial chaos. The role of divine beings as creators is another central motif to these accounts. These deities are often embody natural forces such as air, water, light, illustrating their intimate connection to the world, and it's this connection to the world they create. In Egyptian mythology, Atum emerges from this mound and generates the first gods through self-creation, but remember, not self-creation like we see in the Bible, but almost like an echo of what the true myth of the true creation is. So this symbolizes the cyclical nature of existence. So in the Chinese cosmology, the giant Pangu, he separates heaven and earth using his body to form the elements of the natural world. After his death, these myths reflect a deep-rooted belief in the interconnectedness of the divine and the physical realms. So whether it's conflict or sacrifice, these ideas play a pivotal role in creation myths, symbolizing transformation in the creative power of destruction. The Greek theogony tells of generational struggles between the primordial gods, the Titans, and the Olympians, with Zeus establishing order through his victory. In a similar fashion, the Babylonian Enuma Elish depicts Marduk's triumph over Tiamat as essential for shaping the cosmos. So these narratives highlight the tension between chaos and creation, portraying struggle as an integral part of cosmic and societal order. Natural elements such as light, water, earth often serve as symbols in these myths, representing life, fertility, and the boundaries of human existence across cultures. Creation myths use these elements to bridge the divide between human worlds, illustrating humanity's dependence on the forces of nature and the divine order that is governing them.